Cara claps her hands together and steps forward. All right, everybody, 5-minute grace period, she announces. Drinks, bathroom, smoke break, whatever you gotta do before we start the next activity. Liz pops open a bottle. Refill station is open, she declares. Tyler clinks his glass against hers. Bless you. Melissa heads toward the kitchen. I'm topping off my champagne. I feel like I earned it. Cara watches the room with a grin. Everyone drifting, talking, laughing, moving in and out of the kitchen like a tide. Christina pops up first, grabbing her lighter. I'm hitting the back deck, babe. I need to smoke before I start yelling again. Michelle follows Christina out, flicking her lighter with a sigh. I'm supervising, she says, already exhaling smoke. Christina waves her off. Supervising? Michelle, sweetheart, I don't need a babysitter. I'm good. I'm gold. Unlike half this room. Michelle leans against the railing, taking a slow drag. I swear, you get louder every time we take a break. Christina flicks her lighter dramatically, pacing like she's warming up for a performance. 'Cause I'm recharged, sweetheart. I'm like a freaking Duracell bunny right now. Behind them, Bill cracks the door open. Christina, don't wander off the deck. She whips around. I ain't wandering, Bill. I'm vibrating. Michelle snorts so hard she nearly drops her cigarette. Liz steps out for a moment, lifting the champagne bottle toward Christina. You want champagne? Bill immediately steps in, hand half raised like he's intercepting a pass. She's on the sober train. She doesn't need... Christina whips around, eyes wide. Bill, don't you fucking speak for me, alright? She points at Liz like she's summoning her. Liz, babe, pour me a big glass. Big. Like, stupid big. Liz cracks up. Oh my god. Okay. Bill rubs his forehead. Lord help us all. Christina pats his chest as she hands Liz her empty flute. Relax, sweetheart. I'm in my prime. I'm fucking unstoppable. Liz fills the glass to the absolute brim. No hesitation. Christina snatches it like she's claiming a championship trophy. Yes, babe. That's what I'm talking about. Pour me like you mean it. Bill snorts. You're a hazard. Christina whips around, pointing her cigarette at him like a wand. Bill, don't start with me. I'm having a moment. Michelle laughs, leaning on the railing. What kind of moment? Like, spiritual? Emotional? Medical? Christina takes a long drag, eyes fluttering shut like she's in a perfume commercial. I'm having a summer solstice awakening, alright? I'm connected to the moon. I'm connected to the strawberries. I'm connected to the universe. Bill raises his beer. Yeah, you're connected. You're plugged in. You're Wi-Fi. Christina stomps her foot. Don't mock my journey, Bill. Bill laughs, nudging her shoulder. I'm not mocking it. Christina beams, cigarette bobbing. Thank you. Finally someone gets it. Michelle exhales another plum of smoke, shaking her head. You two are exhausting. Christina throws her arm around Michelle dramatically. Michelle, babe, we're iconic. Bill nods. Unfortunately. Christina shrieks. Bill! Michelle cackles, flicking ash over the railing. This is the best grace period we've ever had. Cara glances toward the deck, sees Christina gesturing wildly with her champagne, and sighs. She's started the night at level 12. Tyler raises his refill in salute. Godspeed to whoever has to wrangle her. Melissa clinks her glass with his. Not me. I'm staying in the kitchen. Cara claps her hands, voice bright. All right, everyone, settle in the living room. Grace period's over. I've got the next activity ready. People start drifting toward the couches and chairs, refills in hand, voices still buzzing from the break. Don and Marnie are tucked into the corner of the couch, champagne flutes in hand, both a little too relaxed. Marnie is leaned into him, shoulder pressed against his arm, her hand resting lightly on his forearm as she laughs at something he murders. He smiles back, warm and steady, not moving away. And suddenly, everyone does notice. Liz freezes mid-step, eyebrows shooting up. Oh! Melissa nudges Cara with her elbow. Do we see what I'm seeing? Cara's eyes widen. Oh my god. Don and Marnie look up at the sudden silence, both realizing the room has turned toward them like a spotlight just hit. Christina is halfway across the patio, balancing a cup of champagne, talking with her hands to Bill. She stops dead when she reaches the living room, and leans forward like she's spotting a crime. Christina points. Oh my god! Did yous two just have a moment? Bill's head snaps up. Christina, babe, please. Cara drops the stack of strawberry game cards she was arranging on the table. Christina, not during my event. Liz tilts her head. What kind of moment? Define it. Don freezes mid-step, stammering. I just looked. Marnie laughs too hard and claps her hands once. He looked at me because I said something funny. Christina marches closer, pointing between Don and Marnie like she's refereeing. Nah, that wasn't a funny look, sweetheart. That was a moment look. Big energy. Liz slaps the table. Oh, this is fantastic. Don's shoulders rise to his ears. There was no vibe. Christina puts her cup down with a thud and plants both hands on her hips. Don, sweetheart, I know a vibe when I see one. I've lived through vibes. I've survived vibes. I've caused vibes. Cara tries to gather her cards, voice cracking. Okay, everyone, let's play the game. Christina steamrolls her without looking. Cara, sweetheart, the game is happening right now. It's called, Why Did Don Look at Marnie Like That? Marnie covers her mouth, giggling again. I mean, maybe he did. Don's soul visibly leaves his body. Marnie, please. Melissa reaches for her water, strained. Christina, you misread it. He was just looking around. Christina points at Don again, then at Marnie. Actually, let me run it back. Don, sweetheart, look at her again. Don nearly drops his drink. No. Christina waves her hand like she's conducting an orchestra. Look at her again so I can confirm the vibe. Don is red, sweating, trying to disappear. Christina, please. Marnie reaches out and takes Don's face in both hands. Don's breath catches. His hands hover awkwardly, then slowly come up to her wrists. He doesn't pull away or panic. Liz leans forward. Oh, she's doing something. Marnie pulls him closer, her hands firm on his face. If you're gonna look at me like that, Don, then stop hiding it. Don's breath hitches as Marnie closes the distance between them. Her lips meet his, soft at first. Marnie pulls back just an inch to breathe, then goes right back in, kissing him again, and Don melts into it completely. His lips part under Marnie's, surprised by the kiss but not resisting. Marnie smiles against his mouth before kissing him again. Her thumb brushes over his cheekbone as she does. Christina grabs Michelle's arm like she's witnessing a crime. Michelle! They're doing romance in the corner! Liz covers her mouth, squealing. Stop! This is so cute, I'm gonna pass out. Carla points at them from afar. They're cuddling and kissing. This is a whole development. Cara steps forward, hands on her hips, trying not to grin. Well, looks like the grace period was very productive for some of us. We're starting the next activity now. Cara reaches into a little strawberry pattern box and pulls out a stack of adorable pink cards with handwritten prompts on the back. These are my Stir the Pot cards. They're all truth and discussion questions. Nothing mean, nothing cruel, just spicy. The guests focus their attention on Cara as she explains the game. She holds up a card. Okay, here's how it works. I'll pass the deck around, and when it's your turn, you draw a card. You read the question out loud and answer honestly. Then you pick someone else in the room to answer it too. Nicole gasps. Oh, that's evil. I love it. Cara grins. Christina, you're first. Christina screams. Let's fucking stir, baby! Christina snatches the first card out of Cara's hand like she's grabbing a winning lottery ticket. She stands up on the couch cushion with her champagne sloshing. Name a lie you told this year that made someone feel better. She throws her hands up. I got a good one. A work one. Michelle already groans. Oh, Jesus Christ. She paces in front of the couch. So, picture it. 2 weeks after I promoted my CAO lead, Tommy, to assistant center store manager, right? I'm telling everybody like it's a big fucking deal. Bill cuts in. You weren't even sure you wanted him. Christina whips around. Exactly, Bill. Thank you. I talked mad shit about him about a month before. I said he wasn't ready, he wasn't organized, all that. Then we got this manager meeting. HR's there. They start talking about Service Star nominations. And baby, without missing a beat, I go. She switches into a fake polite voice. Oh, we should put Tommy first, so he doesn't feel left out. Liz screams. You said that? Cara covers her mouth. Oh my god, Christina. Christina nods aggressively. Yeah, I said it. like I was his biggest fucking fan. Michelle wheezes. You're unbelievable. Christina keeps going, hands flying. I was saving face. I was protecting my reputation. I didn't want HR thinking I was a bitch who promotes people she don't even believe in. So I lied. I lied hard. That's performative kindness, sweetheart. I wasn't being nice. I was avoiding conflict. I was being two-faced as fuck. Tanya clutches her chest. She's so self-aware it hurts. Christina shrugs, proud. And that's my lie. I told HR Tommy deserved that shit, when really, I just didn't want him crying in the break room feeling left out. She spreads her arms like she's presenting herself to the gods. You're welcome, sweetheart. Don't worry, I got more to confess. Cara wipes her eyes, breathless. Okay, Christina answered. Now pick someone else to answer the same card. Christina scans the room like she's choosing a victim. Her eyes land on Michelle. She grins. Michelle, baby, confess. Michelle sighs, sits forward. Alright, fine. Mine's from Cara's birthday party. Liz grins. This is gonna be good. Michelle continues. So, this was right before Rebecca went down to talk to Don. Rebecca was freaking out beforehand, pacing, spiraling, saying she shouldn't do it, until Cara and I forced liquid courage on her. We hyped her up. We told her Don couldn't resist a confident woman. We said she had to go talk to him. Cara covers her face. I did say that. Michelle continues, louder now. And then she goes up there to ask him out, and it blows up in her face. And suddenly, it looks like we set her up for disaster, knowing that was going to happen. Because if it wasn't obvious already, Don was into Marnie, and Rebecca was sure that she could control that narrative and make Marnie jealous, so she wanted to ask him out. Cara groans. Don was not supposed to reject her like that. Michelle snaps. Exactly! And I told Rebecca that Don was wrong, that he was immature, that he should have handled it better. Liz facepalms. Michelle! Cara nods slowly. Yeah, we were trying to protect her. Marnie sits up a little, still tucked next to Don, calm and collected. She takes a breath. Honestly, I'm not mad. Everyone turns toward her. Marnie continues, voice steady. Rebecca spent years hurting me. Years. She made me feel small, guilty, wrong for things I didn't do. So if she got hyped up in a moment that blew up in her face, she shrugs. I don't feel bad. She deserves a reality check. Marnie looks at Michelle and Cara. And you two weren't being malicious. You were trying to help her feel brave, even if it went sideways. Cara nods. I really didn't want you mad at us. Marnie shakes her head. Listen, I'm over that nonsense. It was a year ago, but Rebecca's still chasing it like it's part of her subplot. She needed to learn that she can't bulldoze people and expect them to love her for it. Cara claps once, breaking the tension. Alright, Michelle answered. Now we move on. Carla reads the next card and shakes her head. Describe a moment you handled badly. She groans. Oh God, I don't do drama. I got one from work though. Michelle grins. Carla never screws up. This is historic. Carla inhales. So Margaret was working the book fair back in May. She was at the register, setting up displays, handling the money, everything. She's the librarian, so she runs the book fair. Carole and I, well, we might have gotten a little too carried away. We started moving things around, changing displays, tried to tell her what sold better in certain locations, rearranged the tables. We thought we were helping. Carole snorts. We weren't. We were making it harder for her. Carla groans. She scolded us a couple of times, then she got really fed up and threatened to kick us out. She was right. We shouldn't have touched anything. We shouldn't have changed anything. We should have just let her run the fair the way she does. Don clears his throat. I had to pull you and Carole aside to fulfill Margaret's request, he says gently. We had a whole conversation about hovering, about controlling the book fair. Carla nods, embarrassed. I know. I felt awful. I understand now that she takes that book fair too seriously. She works hard, she planned everything, and we just barged in. Carole shakes her head. Margaret was fuming. She didn't yell, but she had that quiet rage. Carla sighs. Marge had every right to be upset. Don pats her shoulder. You owned it. That's what matters. Cara takes the strawberry card from Carla, reads it, and immediately makes a face. Describe a moment you handled badly. Okay, I have a few, but I know exactly which one. Cara sighs, settling back. The wine tasting, last June. The end of the night. I handled it badly. I got mad over one stupid thing. Michelle nods understandingly. You were stressed. It was late. And Christina was tipsy and dramatic. Christina's jaw drops. Oh, come on, Cara. You're still on that shit? Cara nods. The fact that Christina didn't give me a heads up that she lived in New York State, it turned into a whole fight. I wasn't trying to make it a big deal, and I wasn't even mad at first. I was the DD, and suddenly I was losing time with Gionni because I'm driving to Fishkill. Cara continues, calm but honest. I told her a heads up would have been nice. She blew up at me, called me a drama queen, said I was being sensitive, and I snapped back. I shouldn't have. I let it get bigger than it needed to be. Christina shakes her head, arguing immediately. I did not blow up at you. You're fucking exaggerating. I was chill as hell. Cara raises an eyebrow. You rolled your eyes at me. You said I was giving you a guilt trip. You said I was being dramatic. You said I was taking it personally. Christina's eyes widened. Oh my god! I did say all that shit. I was a fucking menace. Liz claps. Self-awareness unlocked. Christina covers her face, laughing now. I was so annoying. Holy shit. I'm sorry, baby. Cara smiles, shaking her head. I know you are. And I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have let it escalate. I should have just said, okay, whatever, and moved on. Michelle nods. And you both apologized the next day. That's what mattered. Tanya smiles. You two fight like sisters. Christina throws her arm around Cara dramatically. 'Cause we love each other. Even when I'm drunk, dramatic, and from fucking Westchester. Cara lifts the deck, scanning the room. Liz, you're up. Liz takes the strawberry card from Cara, reads it, and her whole face goes tight. Say a truth you've been avoiding because it'll sting. Liz exhales, scanning the table. Easter party. I confronted Don about how controlling he was to me. Then, a couple months after, I sat down with the girls and told them the responsibilities he was making me do that were considered important, when in reality it was just busy work because I'm just a secretary. Don immediately shakes his head. Liz, come on. We don't need to revisit that. I already apologized. It's in the past. And I would appreciate it if Marnie didn't know. Marnie raises an eyebrow, calm but alert. I'm listening. Liz continues anyway. You wanted me to organize all of Marnie's old paperwork, file it, sort it, label it, basically redo the entire office so you could renovate it. Don rubs his forehead. I said I was sorry. I didn't know it made you feel... Liz cuts him off gently. I know. And I forgave you. It made me feel like I was supposed to clean up the past before you could start your future. Don looks down. I know. And I shouldn't have put that on you. Liz nods. But back then, it felt like you were stepping into her shoes and expected me to fill mine exactly the same way. Marnie reaches over and squeezes Don's hand. You're not me, she says softly. And you don't have to be. Don nods. I know. Cara stands up and announces, all right, we're calling a grace period before dessert. 5 minutes. Then we're having strawberry shortcake and ending the night. Tom pushes his chair back with a groan. Beer run, he announces, already heading toward the kitchen. Brad stands up right after him, clapping Tom on the shoulder. Yeah, I need something cold after all that honesty. Bill follows, shaking his head as he walks. I swear, this game aged me 10 years. Don gets up slower, rubbing the back of his neck. I'm coming too. I need something. Gionni stands, stretching his back. Yeah, let's grab a few. I'll bring the extras out. The 5 of them disappear into the kitchen, voices echoing as they open the fridge, bottles clinking together. Liz walks toward the counter, already eyeing the dessert setup. I'm staking out the shortcake. I'm not missing out. Tanya follows her, grabbing plates from the cabinet. I'll help set up. Christina stands dramatically, tossing her hair. I'm going outside to smoke before I combust, all right? Everybody's pushing their luck tonight. Christina storms out onto the deck, cigarette already between her fingers. Bill trails behind her. She lights a cigarette, inhales dramatically, and flicks ash directly over the railing. Christina! You can't flick that over the railing! Cara's neighbor is right there! Christina freezes, eyes wide. Oh shit! Bill grabs her elbow. Inside, now! Put that thing out! Christina yanks her arm back. Oh my god, Bill! Relax! I'm not gonna commit a crime, alright? I'm just smoking my little ciggy, minding my business, being a fucking angel. Bill throws his arms out. I'm taking safety precautions. I followed you outside because every time you say, I'm just gonna smoke, something illegal happens. Liz is leaning against the counter, sipping water. That game was so unhinged. Michelle collapses on the couch. I know. I'm ready to go home. Tanya grabs a handful of strawberries. Every card was like, tell us your deepest trauma. Melissa smirks. And Christina? Oh my god. This is only my third time at a party with her, and I'm traumatized. Liz laughs. She's like a walking emergency alert. Michelle nods, with a loud and obnoxious accent. Right on cue, Christina storms back inside, pointing at Bill like she's in court. Oh my god, Bill! It was an accident! Cara hears the commotion from the family room. Christina! What did you do now? Christina shrieks back. Nothing! I was just smoking! Bill walks in behind her, deadpan. She almost flicked a cigarette into your neighbor's yard. Cara's eyes go wide. Christina! Christina throws her head back. Oh, please! It was a tiny little ash, alright? It ain't gonna start a forest fire. Jesus Christ! You're acting like I'm out here committing fucking arson. Cara clinks the rim of her glass with her ring. Alright, everybody, she calls, voice warm and bright. Grace period is officially over. Come into the kitchen for one final treat to end the night. People drift in from the deck, the hallway, the living room, the bathroom. Cara sets the strawberry shortcake down on the kitchen island like it's the crown jewel of the night. Tall, layered, whipped cream piled high, strawberries glistening. Behold, she says dramatically, the final course. Gionni steps in beside her, grabbing a cake server from the drawer. All right, babe, I'll cut. You plate? Cara nods. Perfect. He reaches up to the cabinet, pulling down the china plates. He sets them out in a neat stack beside the cake. Everyone gathers around the island. Cara lifts her glass again, but this time she doesn't clink. She just raises it. Before we cut into this beautiful masterpiece, she says, smiling around the circle, I want to make one last toast. Cara's voice softens. To summer solstice, she says. To long days, late nights, strawberry season, and the people we spend it with. To honesty, chaos, laughter, and every messy moment that somehow brings us closer. Christina lifts her glass high. To summer, baby! Cara smiles, lowering her glass. All right, she says, stepping back. Gionni, cut the cake. Gionni steps forward, cake server in hand, and slices into the strawberry shortcake. Plates get passed around, forks clink, whipped cream smears, strawberries slide. The kitchen becomes a warm, messy, happy little hub. Michelle laughs. I feel emotionally stable again. Cake heals trauma. Liz points her fork at Cara. You really ended the night on a high note. That game almost killed me. Marnie sits beside Don, her plate untouched for a moment. She cuts a small piece of cake with her fork, then nudges his shoulder. Open your mouth, she says softly. Don raises an eyebrow. Marnie. She rolls her eyes, playful. Don't make me ask twice. He leans in, and she feeds him a bite. Don chews, nodding. That's really good. Marnie smiles. I know. Michelle sees it and melts. Aw, look at them. Nicole fans herself. Romance at the strawberry social. Christina takes a huge bite of her slice, eyes going wide, hand flying to her chest. Oh my god! Bill looks up mid-bite. What now? Christina slaps the counter dramatically. Bill, this cake is making me see God. Melissa wheezes. Christina, please. Christina keeps going, waving her fork like she's conducting an orchestra. I'm telling you right now, this is the best thing I ever put in my mouth, alright? I'm having a religious experience. Bill raises his hands in surrender, still smiling. Good! Feel alive! Just don't start floating off the floor, alright? Cara's house can't handle that kind of energy. Christina slaps the counter again. Bill, hold my hand! Bill laughs, finally giving in. Fine, but only 'cause you're dramatic and I want to see where this goes. Near the dining table, Liz and Tyler, Melissa, Tanya and Nicole, and Michelle gather their things, talking softly about the night, their voices warm and tired. Melissa hugs each one of them before heading toward the door, sending love over her shoulder. In the living room, Carla, Brad, Carole, and Tom are sprawled across the couch, half asleep, half talking about nothing important. Don sits on the armrest while Marnie leans into him, feeding him the last bite of her cake with a quiet smile. He kisses her cheek in thanks, and she brushes a crumb off his shirt. By the front door, Nicole slips on her shoes, hugging Cara lightly before heading out into the warm night. Michelle follows soon after, waving dramatically from the porch. Liz and Tyler linger with Cara about the solstice, the dessert, and the next gathering. Carla hugs Cara on her way out. "Thanks for hosting, babe. This was perfect." Cara squeezes her tight. "Get home safe. Text when you're in." Brad waves from the porch. "Night, everyone." Carole hugs Cara as they head for the door. "Thank you, honey. Everything was beautiful." Cara smiles. "Good night, Carole. Drive safe." Christina is still holding Bill's hand from her dramatic cake episode, dragging him toward the door like he's her emotional support human. She hugs Cara so hard Cara squeals. "Babe, this was beautiful. I'm coming next year and I'm bringing fireworks." Cara pulls back, horrified. No fireworks. Absolutely not." Bill laughs, pulling Christina toward the door. "She's kidding, I think." Christina yells over her shoulder. "I'm not kidding." Bill waves. "Good night, everyone." Christina blows kisses dramatically. "Bye, my angels." Marnie slips on her heels by the door, one hand braced against the wall for balance, the other smoothing her dress. Don stands beside her, offering Cara a warm hug and clapping Gionni on the shoulder. "Thanks for tonight," Don says, voice low. "Really, it was perfect." Cara smiles, tired but glowing. "Of course. I'm glad you both came." Gionni opens the door for them, the warm night air drifting in. "Get home safe," he says. Marnie hugs Cara, then Gionni. Don follows with a wave and a soft smile. They step out onto the porch, the house behind them settling into quiet. Cara exhales, leaning into Gionni with a tired smile. "Let's clean up this beautiful disaster." Together they move through the kitchen, the house finally quiet, the night finally theirs.